The reagent straws for this size are the blue and the orange. So it's easy to, at least to identify the ones that are for that side.
So we can start, I'm going to start with this bad boy here.
Oh yes, you're going to replace that too.
So I'm not gonna do these until I do the other machine. But I can at least change out this. So let me get another pair of gloves. French press coffee. This one is really short. So, what we can do, and I like to do this probably once a month, maybe twice.
Once a month.
At least twice a year. You're gonna want to clean out the wash pot.
The wash pot. That's something I had in mind.
And what we do with that is just use bleach.
What's the name for that?
What's that?
What's the name for that?
Just using bleach.
Okay,
I'm gonna put
bleach.
these away. We're done with our lubricating for today.
And you replace your gloves.
What's that?
The gloves. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just for.
So. Dip your tip. And then scrub out.
There is no water inside, right?
There's no water inside right
Okay.
now.
So you just have to have some contact with the walls.
Yep.
And
Yep.
make sure that you are soaking the water. What?
Looks pretty clean.
Well, it is only water.
Yeah, but
It's
I mean,
supposed to be that clean.
exactly, it should be clean. So, so it's good that it wasn't dirty. Sometimes if you have some really persistent problems with the machine, like finding stable baseline, sometimes it can be something as simple as just having a dirty wash pot. I try to keep that clean. It's like one of the easy things I can do to make sure that it's just working right. Just for... So you're not going to replace anything. Oh, yearly, you don't need to replace the probe, or we're going to replace the transmission line. But any of this is not going to be replaced. So I'm just going to clean it. A little bit of bleach on the outside.
How do you know when it requires some cleaning?
Like I said, if you have just like really consistent baseline drift problems, or
That might be a potential troubleshoot.
it's a potential troubleshoot. Yeah, like just really, yeah, yeah. Unstable baseline drift. That's one of the things you can do. Is the wash pot or the probe dirty? So this is a pretty long line. But one of the longest lines you're gonna have to cut.
Ooh.
So any of the metal junctions, you shouldn't have to replace. Like, unless like, I don't know, they get really, really, really clogged. Or I should say, unless you're running some really dirty samples, these shouldn't need to be cleaned. Or they shouldn't need to be replaced. They should be able to be cleaned through regular flushes of bleach and acid and soap, or sodium hydroxide, basically the soap. So these, unless you watch, like, every time the probe comes up, you're gonna get what they call the inter-sample air bubble, and you can watch it come through and watch it split off. So it's going to come through this main line that I just took off, and it's going to split here. Say all of the air is going into this channel, or into this side, rather than splitting off there. There's probably a clog in there or something like that, or something's not airtight. So try to adjust it. But if you really can't adjust it, and all the air is going to one side of the T, then it's time to replace it. But other than that, you shouldn't have to worry about the metal pieces. So that's that. So any of the nipples, it's a judgment call. If you have them, replace them. But typically, you're not going to have all of these. You're not going to have enough on site to replace them all. So I typically don't, unless I feel like I really have to. So if I see that as a problem, I'll replace it. But if I don't see, while the machine is running, that there's bad, just keep it. Just keep the nipples and replace them as need be. But don't just strip them out. So the only thing replacing is the Tygon. I guess, long story short.
So what would be a dirty sample? You mentioned a dirty sample.
Especially for phosphorus and total phosphorus, total nitrogen, none of that is being filtered. So say you get a creek sample that is got a lot of suspended sediment in there, or suspended solids.
With no filtering, basically.
With no filtering beforehand, especially when you're doing this whole digestion.
So potential particulate matter.
Yeah.
Organic matter.
Yeah. So if did I show you the biochar samples?